be glad when we could dance on the show to that. We need to play. We need to
gotta
play
get
that out
some
loud
space
on the
between
show.
us and our cameras.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Y'all
like
got
making it
walls
work.
behind us.
I'm gonna fix that. I'm
making
gonna
it
fix
work.
that in post. Don't worry. I'm gonna
Look,
fix it in post.
I might knock my whole set down, but I'm still dancing. I'm making it work. Because
Hey,
I will knock some
everybody.
shit down.
This is the BOP, the Blerd official podcast. We're already excited to talk to you guys. Oh my goodness, we are so happy you are here. I got to shout out my co-host before we go any further because we'll get to talking, and then I'll be like, dang, I didn't even introduce them, and they deserve a proper introduction.
Wow.
Okay, Hilton George, how you doing, Mr. Blerd Con?
Oh, I'm doing fine. We've had an amazing summer. It's no longer 110 degrees out.
Oh,
I can actually go outside and not burst into flames.
child.
I'm happy.
Oh, I am happy too because, honey, it was hot. It was hot even here in California. And in California, it's usually like a milder. No, it was 100 plus and was like hot. And it was just that dry heat. Like, who left the oven on when you walked outside? It was not good. Christi Renee, how you doing? Black Women Matter. I heard that.
Don't ever get it twisted. Y'all know. Yes, I'm good. I'm back with another glass of champagne because I'm still celebrating. I love y'all.
Still drunk.
With a straw. With a straw.
With a straw. See, I got a straw this week. This week
she's a lady.
I'm a lady.
It's not even a lady. That you drink it faster with the straw. You know that's the trick.
That is true. It's a trick. It's a trick. I'm good. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Oh my gosh, guys, we are so happy. We have a new episode of the BOP. It's been a minute. We have been like busy. Like we have literally been Comic-Con. Like he said, summer, it's been hot, but we've been hot in these streets, honey. It has been so much, hot in these streets. You heard it here. It has been so much Comic-Cons happening. It has been so much stuff happening, so much work happening. So we've been, you've been watching reruns, but hey, hon, this is a new one. We are back. We are black and we are excited. I hit it all, right?
You did. That was a lot.
Yes, you did.
That was good.
And we have done it all, but guys, oh my goodness, one other place that has been back and black and they were doing it all was the Olympics, guys. Oh my goodness. If you watched the Olympics this year, honey, it was black boy joy, black girl magic. I'm not taking away from any of the other athletes, but our people showed up and we showed out. And all of us Blerds, I feel like I turned a corner as an adult because I watched every single night of the Olympics.
Okay.
I cannot say that I have taken advantage of the Olympic programming as much as I did this year. And it was so amazing. They know how to produce a show. Like, we literally fall in love with these athletes. We're cheering for them. We're crying for them. They are doing things that we can't even imagine. Like, I couldn't do half that stuff. Like, I was like, my back hurting the other day, and somebody was like, "What you do?" I go, I took my braids out. I did nothing, and I've got to go get
some
random
regular movement.
I coughed and I got like, so how they do this stuff, I don't know, but it's so freaking cool. What was your favorite stuff, guys? Because I know I was all about everything. Track and field, about gymnastics. I was all about the swimming. I was about stuff that I didn't even know I'd be about. So Hilton, what were your thoughts of the Olympics? Did you have some faves? Were you cheering on, Team USA?
Yes, we have this amazing ability to galvanize as a country around the Olympics, and then
unity.
Be very skeptical and critical of our country the other 3 years, 3.5 years. It's a weird place to be sometimes.
We need Olympics every other year because it's like
they may need to make it more frequent just to keep our
come together more. Yeah.
But it's really about us being on the world stage. And there was two things that really stood out to me. Track and field was bananas this year. I mean, it was drama. The brother Noah got had COVID, and he looked like he had been, ever see like one of them characters in one of them fighting games get beat down, and then they kind of have the over scene of them laying on the ground and they kind of going up, he was on the ground like that after bronze. And I was like, what?
It wasn't right. You knew someone right. Yeah.
He had COVID and he already had an asthma pre-condition.
It was what are you doing? Like he literally volunteered his tribute. Like I was like, I'd have to sit out when like he found out he had COVID, but he ran the race anyway.
Listen, you talk about extraordinary effort. This brother had COVID and asthma and still ran. And I'd have been like, I need my sub, I need my stage. What's the stage? Somebody to come on through and take my place.
Understudy.
My understudy. Now's your chance, Clarence. Get up here and make it happen, right?
Quincy. Yeah, he's incredible.
Amazing. Just watching these guys and girls. I mean, just the speed in which they move.
Yeah.
Look, once y'all may not know this because some of y'all are under 40, but after you over 40, you don't just take off running no more for no reason. Like you used to do as a little kid, you just take off sprinting. And no, it would be all my nuts and bolts and screws would be all over the ground if you tried to take off running.
And we at the age where even if you start shooting, we gonna ask questions first. Like wait.
I'm a duck before I run. I'm gonna get low, get behind something before I take off running. Because I ain't gonna put no distance between me and somebody trying to get me.
I'm gonna hide.
So
we're not at the running stage. We're at the hiding stage.
Yeah, we gotta negotiate our way out of this hostage situation. But then I'm watching. This new Olympic event, the B-boy breakdancing.
Hold on. We got to.
Why you gotta take a dark so fast, Hilton?
You told me what I watched. I watched it. I said, "Oh my God!" Now, here's the thing.
I demand an apology from all my Australian friends. The fact that y'all let that woman
you ain't got no Australian friends no more. You
I ain't
cut them all off. You done
deleted all. Sutherland, the Pink Ranger from Australia, and she said, "I'm so sorry."
Oh, they don't have friends. Yeah, friends would tell you, no, that's not it.
Ooh,
that's not what's sad.
I'm gonna give y'all a visual, and this will help you digest this because I said this when I was watching. Y'all remember that show? So You Think You Can Dance?
Yes.
The first 2-3 seasons of that show, it was amateur hour. It was Brother Joe off the street, Craig from Popeyes, everybody who knew how to do some kind of two-step. Nobody with any training. And there was like this one girl got on the show in like season 3, and she had took like half a ballet class and could do a split. And from there on, all the competition was drawing in people with like amazing talent from Juilliard and Alvin Ailey and all this stuff. And then the show became the gold standard of where dance was. But after those first 2 or 3 seasons, where it was just Joe and Schmo and Craig from Popeyes coming out, this was season 1. This was season 1 because it was bracket format, just like basketball, right?
Yeah.
So we got to see the bottom of the barrel. The first 2 days was just anybody who signed off on a piece of paper that they could break dance. And you got to think.
Who let these people in? Who were the
You're Australia
on this?
And if you know Australia, there's nothing in Australia. There's a reason why it was a prison colony. Nobody from Australia wants to be in Australia. You don't know any Australians still in Australia. I don't either. Listen, everyone I know who's ever come to America from Australia, ICE had to send them home. They did not voluntarily get back on the plane.
All right.
No, I'm not joking. No, look, okay, but let me finish. So,
friend,
imagine you are in Australia, a country with 3 black people, one Aborigine.
It's true.
No b-boy culture. But now all of a sudden there's this new sport that has to have a representative, and you get this PhD doctor in hip hop movement or some whatever her credentials are.
Some that they
you don't know what b-boying is. What do you know? You're a new department in a new sport. You ain't even got a gym yet. You ain't got t-shirts.
But
and she says, I'm a movement person, and I feel that she probably doesn't want to sign up.
Hilton, you can't talk no more. Be quiet.
I've been in Australia in the last 3 or 4 years, right? Australia has culture. There is a huge Asian community. Black people are moving there. It's not like I'm saying, it's not like Brooklyn. Like it's not the boogie down Bronx where this stuff, it's not LA, South Central where this stuff
as long as they got spiders 18 inches long, it never will be.
Hey, but
I said stop talking.
There were a lot of people that could have went there that would have been better than this woman. Like, it made me so
I'm just
mad.
saying the government don't know how to reach those people. Those folks,
I can't.
But piece of cardboard.
They could have.
I can't.
I just
I can't with you.
You know what made me mad though, because she literally broke the only people we're talking about is her. Like, we're only talking about her, and now we're talking about that the whole category got they just said we ain't gonna do this next.
They ain't gonna do this no more because we done drugged them.
LA. We're coming to LA where it's like a huge.
They gonna bring it back.
Yeah, they got to. Like, I'm like, please, because the culture, like, where were the people who were on, what was that MTV show where they had all the dancers and it was like so dope in the 2000s?
America's Best Dance Crew.
Yes.
America's Best Dance Crew. ABBC.
Right. Ain't nobody got their numbers. Not in the Olympics. The Olympic Committee ain't got their numbers.
I still follow Hawk to this day. He was one of the greatest ones. Yeah, but it's a bunch.
I mean, I had friends that were in
Keely.
But Karen,
shout out to Keely.
But
the Beat Freaks, like, they were part of the Beat Freaks, almost won. I'm
telling you,
like,
you had to go once you got through, and I'll close here. Once you got through the carnival show, that was the first round of brackets, and you started getting into those top 3 brackets where you had those top 8 people.
Then we had
then you saw people who had ability. You saw some folks
Asian kids they be breakdancing.
Now I knew the Asians was gonna bring it because they listen. Now, you ain't had no question.
Okay.
But they really showed some ability toward the end. But most of us had checked out because it was like 19 hours long. It was a whole day, and so we wasn't gonna sit through 15 rounds at a carnival show to go all the way to the finals. But it got better.
Circus.
Yes, the circus. Once the circus left town, it got better. It did get better.
Cannot with you.
Take the mic.
He is not, I'm trying. Please give me the mic. So listen, let me say what I love so much about this overall was the drip, honey. We had grills. We had nails.
Olympics. We're talking overall.
We had hair. Like the whole Olympics. Yes, because that was the original question. And somebody just took us down the whole vortex. Listen, the beauty that I saw, the just shimmer, the glow, the melanin, it was unmistakable. It was undeniable. Black. And again, y'all right. This is the one time, and it wasn't like this in Japan. But Paris did something. I don't know what it was. But with Snoop and Flavor Flav all over the damn place, Snoop and Martha together, like all of the things. Like we got a cultural experience that was just phenomenal. It was a phenomena. It was again every beauty. Somebody did a compilation video, baby, of the beauty of some of these treks. These men and the women and I almost came out my skin. I was like,
I don't need to be looking at men like this, and I'm married.
And they had the video was about their when they would introduce them and they little things that they would do, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is for the people. This is what the rest of us know. Everything is not, we don't stand and walk like it was us. It was who we are. It's where we come from. You felt the roots, not the roots, but the roots. Of who. It was beautiful. Listen, that's what I enjoyed the most. I love seeing people put things together and go, it's a lot to talk about. I mean, again, to see the podium bow, from with Simone and Jordan bowing, that whole thing, you can't buy that shit. Like that was it was iconic.
Did not know that was the first time that it happened too.
All black women,
all black podium.
Yeah,
never happened before.
Never.
It's like,
in the hundreds of years.
So they had to come for it.
Yeah.
Of course they did. And gymnastics, my favorite.
I have to, before we get to that, them coming for our girl, Jordan.
Yeah.
I got to give it up to Sha'Carri Richardson, who went to Carter High School. My high school. Went to Oak Cliff. She's an Oak. See, Carter they produced a Power Ranger.
There we go, y'all.
Many NFL, NBA stars. Now we got a track gold medalist.
Let her get it out.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta let
It's not people.
Oak Cliff, USA, though. I'm about it. I'm about it. I love it.
Dallas, Texas. What?
That's
we
what's
were
up.
in the house. Yes, guys. But getting back to our girl, first time we had an all black podium. Even my white friends are outraged that they are coming for Jordan's medal.
Yeah,
like, they are
She's
people
fire.
are like, what is happening? Because this is the thing. Like, I don't even blame the Romanian people, because I mean, if you got a challenge, then challenge. Like, right? Because this is what sports do. It's always like there's always a controversy every time we have a sports thing, right? But it's like, y'all, they challenged it, y'all accepted the challenge, y'all changed the score, y'all gave them the medals, y'all did all this stuff, and then like a week later, you want to accept another challenge and then say, "Oh, we're going to take her medal away."
Like, I'm not aware that Romania put a second challenge out there. I think that the Olympic Committee just came to it on their own, which makes it worse.
Well, they challenged it. No, they did. But this is the funny thing. They challenged and said they both deserve medals because you guys.
We just giving out shit.
But listen to this. They said you guys made the mistake, and this is what we feel the mistake was, right? And so there was one girl who didn't step out of bounds, but they penalized her for stepping out of bounds. But you can look at the tape; she didn't step out of bounds. And if that would have been the case, she honestly would have been she'd have been the third place winner. She ended up being fifth. Then the other girl who was fourth, obviously when they did it, she was fourth. Jordan was like whatever she was. And they were like, oh, Jordan even didn't get her extra point because of the level of difficulty. So then so it's just like, who are these? Like, who are the judges? Who's the committee? It's all the committee's mistakes. And it's like, these girls are young, 20-year-old, young girls. And y'all are putting them like, I forget the other what's her name? Ali Rosserman or whatever. She's the one who was on the Olympic team a few years ago. She said, this is so cruel. Like, this is the cruelest thing I've ever seen where y'all are doing to these young women. Like, you gave her the medal. The thing is over with. And now you're going to take it away and say you need to send it back. Like, this is so cruel. And it's not their mistake. It's yours. The only people who are at fault are you, the people in charge. Like, that is what's so crazy. And you're right.
That's the crux of it.
Yeah, conspiracy.
The crux of it is that if you just peel away all the challenges and all that bull jab, you ask yourself the question: did she do a performance of the level of difficulty that would have given her third place and the bronze medal? Right. The answer is yes.
Yes, she did.
If a challenge is necessary to do that, did it come in time based on the rules? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Then there's
saying it came in 47 seconds.
There's nothing else to talk about. That's it. No, we're done. You can say it's a technicality or a bad call or somebody who's in fifth. She's not even in the mix. I'm not even gonna put her in the discussion. That's unfortunate.
It
that
just gets so confusing.
We're just talking about this one right here. Yeah. If you know enough to be able to establish those basic facts, this person did a performance that was on a level that gave them a correct score based on what they did and executed it to that level. And by the point system in which we judge these things puts that person in third place, which means the bronze medal, that there shouldn't be any other discussion, because that's y'all's mistake. Y'all are the ones that didn't put her in the right category to begin with, which is why there had to be a challenge in the first place to even get her to switch out the bronze for, the third place. So if I'm on the committee, I'm shutting it up because we screwed up. I don't want to highlight how much more we screwed up. I keep going back and forth and going back and forth, and I don't even know that the Romanians are even asking for this.
They're not. They're not.
So it's like, who are we helping here? Like, who is being best served with technicalities?
Well, I will say
who gets medals.
It was like almost like when the Romanian government or whoever, like their president or whoever he is, he was like, I'm not going to closing ceremonies. It was almost like, we're drawing a line. And then that's when they were like, well, we'll take her medal away. Like, because it was almost like, are you kidding me? Are you letting a state a country dictate like who wins, who like you're
and Romania? What is the GDP of Romania to be talking like that? What do they make?
Those medals did America bring to the table? What's
that place worth?
The most medals, the most.
We got states bigger than Romania. What's happening?
Exactly.
We outwon the world. I mean, it was for once. This is like was fair. We had talent show up and show out, and that's
now China. If China was talking smack, I'd be like, oh, okay, I see what it is.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah, because the fact like they're like a vital competitor, like it's like they own the diving, like they own some things, but it's like, no, are you kidding me? And it
wasn't Nadia Comaneci. I mean, it wasn't like, come on.
Exactly.
That's y'all's claim to fame. I get it, and I respect that, but it's just, but you know what? This is what it's interesting because it comes on the heels of a constant attack. Here we have a Simone Biles coming back into the games after having made her point about Black women and mental health. And I need a moment. She had a moment with the folks in charge and told them, if this cameraman touch me one more time, we're gonna have an issue. And that's a direct quote. She had it. So there are little nuance, little things that are happening where they're getting, thorns in their sides. And I just feel like when you consider all things considered, this looks like one of those big thorns in somebody's side that it's like we can't just openly outright attack Simone Biles for what she, for the world of gymnastics, for the Olympics, for whatever, but we can get y'all. We'll find a way to get y'all, and other people can suffer for it. And it just feels so incredibly unfair and unjust, but we're not surprised.
We had such a great, 2 weeks of Olympics. Like, it was so great, and it ended so great. I mean, freaking Tom Cruise flew in there, got the flag, was like, incredible. Bring it to America, and it was like, we're coming to Hollywood. It's going to be in LA in 4 years, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm going to try to strategically not be here because traffic
be out of the place.
Can you imagine what traffic's going to be like?
You have a $10,000 a night Airbnb.
I can probably rent my place out.
Get that money.
Get your room ready. Get the room ready.
I'm going to start construction right now. We're going to put up some bunk beds up in here so we can fit 10.
The extended Olympic Village.
Literally, guys.
I'll come manage it for you.
It was ended so wonderfully, ended so great, and then they come with this. Like, what a way to just
It's got to be something. It's got to be.
It's
something.
Like.
All I know is they'd had to come. The actual president of the Olympic Committee would have to come to my house and knock on my door. Hope I come to it to get that medal.
Yes,
because I'll be rocking it at the club, on social media, biting it. No, I'm not sending this one in. Y'all figure that out.
What's the ice skater? I forget his name. He's a famous ice skater. Now he's a commentator. And Adam, I forget his name. Anyways, he did a whole video on this. And he was like, first of all, it would be locked in the safe. And I would be like, I don't know where that medal is. Like, you would have to, like, he was like, there ain't no way I'm just going to mail it back to you. Like, no way. Like, we're going to appeal.
Be like the jewel of the sea from Titanic.
He was so outraged and was like, I cannot even believe that they are trying to do this to this young woman. And she was everything. Like, she gave, like, the ratings that these women gave to the, the Olympics without gymnastics would not, it would be boring. Like, it's almost not the pillar of gymnastics.
It's a vital
part. Gymnastics, you got the track and field,
vital organ.
Basketball, you got the swimming. Like, it's like outside of that, everything else is just filler, right? And I hate, obviously athletes are amazing. I'm not dogging their sport, but when it comes to popularity, there's a reason there are certain sports and people are crazy over these sports. So it's like, these are the queens. Like, how dare y'all come for one of our queens? It's just so bad.
But they can't stand that. We can't stand that. Look at that podium, those 3 spots. Like, it just was too much. It's too much for the world to embrace, and world orders and world powers. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
That picture, I've seen that picture everywhere, and people, like, literally everyone I know, famous, not famous, they're like, y'all are never going to take this image away from us.
The rational world, we loved it, but there's that population.
I wanted to make note of something else that struck me as ironic, and I hadn't seen anybody else with this take, so maybe I'm crazy, but you guys tell me. How ironic is it that Sha'Carri she got disqualified for smoking weed for last Olympics, and then this year's Olympics is sponsored by Snoop Dogg. Like, how? And then they made the torch look like a spliff. I'm sitting there like, I'm kind of like the irony of the superimposition of these two,
Yeah.
and
the sad part is these athletes, their window of opportunity is only so big. Like you took
you miss an Olympics,
like you go to like maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3. If you go to 3 Olympics, that's like unheard of, and it's like y'all took one away you took one away from her, and it's like, I mean, 4 years, it's a different person, different muscle, it's a lot. And so I was so happy she was able to come and just have a phenomenal moment. And I remember her like
and in her glory.
Yeah, and talking and like going, like you just realize that this is such a young, sweet girl, and like how dare they do that to her? Like half the people in the world have smoked a joint. Like her mama died. Like y'all gotta give her a pass. Like come on now. And it was just crazy.
It was so irrelevant. It wasn't even. It don't even matter what the reasons. You know what I mean?
It's not a performance enhancing drug. I've never heard of anybody smoking weed and running faster. They might actually run slower. Like I don't know that gives you some competitive advantage.
And you know the new attack. So here's the other thing. This is kind of this is a twist and a darker turn. But there is a huge conversation surrounding these Olympic competitors, and Sha'Carri is on that list, and they are now, because they don't want to give her the props that she deserves and how she takes off and whatever. She's just, she's great at what she does. Now they're accusing her of being transgender.
No,
and that is such a, yes, they are.
Out of town. Are you kidding me?
There's a list. There is a list that they are doing, and it is the most.
You need to stay off JD Vance's website. You got to get on. You can't be clicking on that clickbait to go to take you to.
You can't be talking to me.
That JD Vance landing page off Facebook.
Listen, but I'm saying that to say again, as I promote, it is the attacks on people like Jordan Childs, and because they tried it with Simone Biles, and she made it where that's impossible. You're not going to be able to do that. Yeah, so she is now you have a next in line who may not be as vocal or verbal or as mature or experienced as a Simone Biles, because she's like their leader. I mean, she's someone that they look up to, and as far as that USA team. And those are the tactics. And it's just unfortunate. And that's the dark side of this whole experience. And it's unfortunate because if they can't just outright make you lose based on merit, this is what they do. They attack the character. They attack the body. They attack these things that are just, again, hold no weight. And it's unfortunate. So that's probably the darkest side of it. It's sad. It's really sad. But I hope they figure this thing out. But she's a champion. We don't care what nobody say. Jordan Childs, Sha'Carri, all of them. They performed and they represented well.
Yeah, with or without a medal, she is our champ. She is our girl. We are like Avengers Assemble. You need us to show up to the Olympic Committee meeting. We will all just put it on your Instagram. We'll all show up to support you at the trial, because we are not giving this medal back. And if they take it away from you, we're gonna give you 10 more. Right? Okay. Oh my gosh. So guys, we had homework assignment, really good homework assignment that I was like, we've been waiting 2 years just to have this homework assignment. House of the Dragon season 2 came out, and I mean, it started off with a bang, and then I don't know how I feel about the season, Hilton. I feel so torn. Because, like, I really thought, like, I'm not gonna say I hated the season, but it just didn't, for me, it just didn't escalate like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, boy, every single, like, I mean, it was like you would be screaming at your TV because it was like nobody was safe. Nobody, and I mean, they literally, season 1, I mean, they killed Rhaenyra's son. You know, he got ate up by his own cousin, ate him by the dragon. It was just like we were dying. She turned and looked at the camera, and it was a son for a son. And then they come back, like first episode, they go after him. You know, Daemon sends his people he goes after him. And I mean, they took a son. They just took the wrong son. They took the baby son. And it was just like, oh my God, this is Game of Thrones. They always do things that are going to disturb us. And then it just fizzled out. Or it just like they got stuck in that. We're going to set up the season 3 and 4 of everything. Like everything's going to be, they just announced that it's only going to go 4 seasons. This is all it's going to do. But I mean, they literally like, season 2 was just a setup for season 3 and 4, and it made me so mad.
It was, and you know, I mean, what I was saying is that they had a job to do, and that was to bridge the gap between season 1 and season 3. And there's a story that has to be told, and they only had so many episodes. And the thing you got to remember, that's the difference between Game of Thrones season 1, 2, and 3 and House of the Dragon, is that they didn't have budget for dragons and special effects in Game of Thrones. That's why we didn't see any dragons, not even in flashback, because they didn't have a budget. Right.
Yeah.
They didn't have dragon money. McDonald's you have dragon money? Like, you know, they didn't have dragon money, so we didn't see no dragons till season 4. Right. So they got dragon money. They got better CGI. They got a great special effects team. And this is a time when dragons are everywhere, so they had to do it. So they had to tell the story of the dragons before, you know, they did it. Now, I was hoping that this finale was going to show part of the onslaught of the Dance of Dragons, where the war, and they've pointed to this every episode. They talk about, well, we over here fighting all these nation states, but once these dragons start fighting each other, it's out of our hands. We can't stop them from fighting each other. We can't influence a battle between 2 dragons. They don't kill us no matter what. So this is getting out of control, and everybody kind of realized that. Yeah, we see that, and it got the foreshadowing of it because we've seen dragons fight, and we see the power in which they wield. My point is that they didn't take it that next step to give us that bang at the end of the season, the payoff for all of the. I mean, come on, man. Damon's been at he's been at Heron Hall. He's been at Heron Hall. He's been at Heron Hall for 5 episodes, walking around.
Stay in a haunted house that damn long.
Exactly. He in this haunted house, got this witch. She done told you she 400 years old and she an owl. Right. And then gonna hand you a drink, say have something to drink. And,
he gonna drink it.
Like, and then wake up in the meeting the next day, like, huh? Like, you know. So I'm and then keep drinking. So, I mean, and even then, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to show that the prophecy is what we see in the finale of Game of Thrones, where you have the Khaleesi, who is the dragon, who is instrumental in fighting back, you know, the Night King, et cetera, and him realizing that and falling in line, like, damn, this really ain't about me. All this time I thought it was about me. It ain't about me. And I've seen a vision that there's something bigger, and we need to win so that we can be prepared for what's going to come in 150 years. And that, you know, was relevance enough, and I liked it, and it was good storytelling. But I'm with you. I was kind of like, give me some more dragons fighting. Let me come on now. Let me, you know, because look,
give us some fighting.
When Vhagar was heading toward the Dragon Island, I was like, oh, he's about to get lit up because he don't know there's 4 dragons waiting on him. Come on, Vhagar, we ain't gonna jump you. Come on.
All the dragons was everywhere. It was like,
huh? What's Vhagar's like? He's like, no, Vhagar, turn around. He's like, no, you're not doing it. So I'm with you. I think a lot of people felt that way, and I hope that we get a payoff in 2 years for this next season, because this was very good acting and very good storytelling. We just had expectations,
excellent acting
that were set up for us from season 1 that we didn't quite get in season 2. I think that's the letdown. We were expecting an 11 out of 10, and we got like a 7.5 out of 10. And that's down from what we expected.
And the sad part was, there were some good moments. Like when I mentioned the baby, when they went and killed that baby, like I was like, a son for a son. Like I
knew they wasn't gonna kill that baby till they killed that baby. Somebody gonna come say that baby.
I was like,
I know he ain't talking about just killing some random baby.
He just behaved, and they were like a son for a son. Yeah, they did a son for a son.
And like, that was not the order.
Then there was like, then it was like really good moments. Ever. Yeah, when his brother, like when they go, and you know, the king shows up on his dragon, and you're like, what is he doing there? Because his ego and all this, and then his own brother, like, he goes, Vicaris, and you're like, oh, he's about to burn his own brother up, and like was gonna kill. Like, and it was.
And he was shocked.
Yes.
Have you not met your brother?
Right. But
you know what's so funny? Been living with you your whole life.
It's like Aegon was literally Aemon's worst bully. Like Aemon would be like fighting everybody else because he couldn't fight his older brother, but he literally was the worst bully of all bullies. And it was just like, I knew right when he looked at him, I was like, oh, he about to burn his own brother. Like, this is the Game of Thrones I like.
So we Cain and Abel. They Cain and Abel, child.
Yeah. So it was like literally we got hints of that, but it was just like when you have 8 episodes and you only get a little here, a little there, it was just like, I mean, because Game of Thrones, like you said, we had no dragons and we got it all. Like, wasn't nobody safe. It was like, but that was what made the movies, made the show so great. That's why we watched it for 10 years. Like, it was crazy. Christy.
Let me say this. I'm going to give some BTS real quickly, because when Karen and I were in, where were we? Whatever city we were in. I don't know if it was somewhere in Jersey or if we were already in Raleigh, and we were watching this. And it is the talking. She does this talking thing at the screens, and y'all need to understand. It is this fool right here. It just talks so much smack to the TV, and so watching it with that energy is hysterical. So when the scene, I don't know which episode this was. You all can tell me the details. But when they went before the dragon to see if whoever was going to be the dragon rider.
Oh, that was a good episode though.
I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And
there's no way in the world I would have showed up for that.
Ever. That Mega Millions bullshit.
It was the worst Powerball loss ever. Like, you just did not.
Nobody got the scratch off.
Nobody got none of the numbers. Like,
nobody hit the Powerball.
You didn't even have the right paper. You didn't do the paper right.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? You were like, but just imagine you're living like dirt poor. Like, just like you ain't, they only giving you like a piece of fish a week, and everybody fighting for a crumb of bread, and then you find out I could claim a dragon. They're opening it up for all of us, and you like, I got this white hair, and I know my great grandma. She told me I was a first descendant cousin. Ain't nobody else in my neighborhood got white hair, but I got it. I'm gonna go because if I claim this dragon, my whole life changes. Yeah. And then you show up and it's like 80 other people. You like, hold up. Where y'all come from? There's only 2 dragons. Like, what? There's competition? Like, I would have walked out right there.
Sister Renee marched all of them out there at the same time.
Listen.
she called the dragon and said, all right now. You better pick this. Look, like a mama when she take a black child shopping. And look, this is all you getting. This is it.
We got $200
in the bin. You get one of the toys out the bin, not the shelf.
Yeah,
you get
the Burger King
out the discount bin. Don't you
not the discount bin. Don't you hit him on the nose and walked out, and he looked and he said, "All right, the car is it lit." Everybody, I said, "Oh, everybody was jumping off the cliff."
It was like the flame. She couldn't even walk away good. It was already getting red. It was like, "Oh, girl, get up out of there! Get up out of there!"
I said, "This motherfucker let these people go up here and get burnt up." I said, "Lord, I enjoyed that because I didn't like the idea of just anybody with a certain genetic code being able to ride a dragon. I didn't think that was very compelling. I do like the idea that dragons can pick who the fuck they want to ride. Yes. And I like that.
It's interesting. And it was deep. It was actually so deep because if you think about it.
And the dragons are intelligent. Like, they're literally scoping these people out like, hold on. Well, you up here screaming at me right before I about to light this person up. Yeah. You got some brass under there, boy. Let me, maybe you can ride. And yeah.
What's funny is I of course I will always admit this. I never watched Game of Thrones. I know what it is. I am well aware, obviously. And when I first started watching House of Dragons, I so thoroughly enjoyed it. I was mad. I still tell Karen about this now. I'm like so mad that they got rid of the young girl actress, and when they switched over, like, I wasn't ready. But the woman, I get it. I get the math behind it. But I was like, oh my God, I enjoyed her so much. I just didn't get to get the full, I wish she had gone, it had gone a whole season.
I don't think they realized like the younger
she
version
was gonna be that good.
So good. Because they literally, they cast the adults. and then they had the kids just to start the show, and they were always going to only do a few episodes, but they were so good that
they were really, really good. I was attached.
We were all mad. We were all mad that she had to leave.
But they have carried on watching season 2. Like it's really good, and I get it. You know, usually it's like there's always a lull before. It seems like they're in that season 2 lull. But they're still progressing.
Though.
Right. It's lully. It's over lully.
It was over lully. But what I will say is that if you look at it from a writer standpoint and from like a story, like Hugh getting that dragon, like you think about it, Hugh is, his mother is the sister of, what is it, of Damon, and I mean the king, like she was the sister, right? And so because they felt like she was too out there and she was too loose, they kicked her out of the kingdom, right? They literally kicked her out because they just didn't like, I mean, she could have just been an outspoken woman of her time. Like, she just was too much. So she had to go and work in a whorehouse, basically. And she had to do what she had to do, right? And so when she had her son, she kept telling him, you are just like your cousin, who is the king, and his brother Damon. You are just like them. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. So the dragon he ended up getting was his grandpa's, the one that kicked her out. So how poetic is that? That when he goes and they burn, the dragon's burning everybody up.
Come on,
and so he's burning everybody up, and the man who ends up claiming that dragon was claiming his grandpa's dragon was the illegitimate bastard son that he did not even claim. So imagine that, our grandson, so that's like so poetic. So
well, see, I knew he wasn't going to die because they had done so much build up and backstory of him that we were getting invested. And if he had just got off, I'd be like, well, that was a waste. But you're right. It's this, this idea of it's a cultural shift within that universe, right? Within that world, because up until then, it was like you had to be of noble birth, you had to be Targaryen or Valyrian to ride a dragon, and it was part of what made you noble is that you had this ability. And now you open it up like a jobs program for everybody to anybody to try and do. What does this say about And so I get it. And it was a great story to tell. And it was a great evolution of a story to tell that I was hoping was the setup. Because like, oh, all right, fine. The stage is set. Now we got dragons. All the dragons. You got a dragon. You got a dragon. Everybody got a dragon. We're doing dragons. And then we didn't do dragons. We went to credits. And I was like,
it was like you had to give us something. You had to give us something.
They didn't get a chance to really do nothing with the dragons. They didn't get to move the ball forward.
After season 3, but damn.
Now, all of this is to say that the level of drama and intrigue and storytelling never went down.
Right.
It's just the overall plot arc took a pause, probably one step sooner than it should have. And and I don't think that was necessary.
10 episodes. Like season 1 was 10 episodes. This was 8 episodes. Like, come on. All of these need 10. Like you need 10.
Because this is the moment everybody realized how screwed up the situation is. The queen mother is like figuring out how the hell do I just leave with my son? I can't stay here.
This is all going to be bad.
And then the
Allison ass, I can't stand her.
Right, and the whole
she's been rotten from the very beginning.
Yeah, and you're seeing all the bastards starting to come out, and like, oh, that's my man's son. Like, oh, he's not happy at all. Like, you're getting all this plot, and I'm like, they just didn't pay it off. So I think a lot of people agree with you on that. But it's still a great watch. Again, if you already got Max. It's not like we went to the theater and spent $35 an episode to see it. So you're not losing anything. It's worth your money. It's great television. It's just now we got to wait 2 years for them to come pick up the story and figure out what the hell is next. So
and you know what though, I will say I loved because like you said, there was this whole story of Corlys, who was like the sea snake, because what they his nickname is because he's such a warrior on the sea. And then you had the princess that never was, his wife. And then at like episode 2 or 3, we're like, oh shoot, he got illegitimate kids. He was on that boat just cheating, right? And then right when we find out that he was cheating and she find out that he was cheating, like she like, oh, there's two boys that look just like, and then she's like,
oh, you looking like your daddy.
Right.
Look at your boy, look like your daddy.
Right. And then she goes, I have to go fight. I have to go fight for Rhaenyra. And she ends up dying. And you're just like, oh my gosh. And it's just like, we lose a character. That was one thing I did like. We did lose a character. But because of that, you know, he comes and he starts trying to like bond with these two illegitimate sons who like he has not paid no attention to. But the fact that he lost his other son, he's lost his daughter, and now his wife, now all of a sudden he want to become, you know, go help them and be their friend and like, you know, and then one of the sons, Sea Smoke was like, hey, I want you. And so he's like, oh shoot, they're like rising up, you know, with or without me. It was such a cool moment when finally that one son who he has it out with him and he's like, I don't need your help. Like, do you know what starvation does to a boy? Like, do you know? And here you are walking around with the kids that you claimed and just living a good old life and didn't even look at us. Like it was just, and he goes,
the Miss Sophia speech.
Yeah.
All my life I've had to fight.
You know? So
like,
that's why I say, yeah, it wasn't a 10, like it wasn't a 10 season, but like you said, that 7.5 is real strong. Like there's like I know who I'm rooting for. I know who I'm rooting against. I know
that's the setup.
You know, I know who I like. I know who I hate. You know? Oh, but man, but I will say the final episode, it did have some good nuggets. Like when you see at the very end, when like everybody, like we thought there was going to be a dragon fight, you see like they had locked up the grandpa, you know, Otto was locked in some like jail. We're like, oh, that's what
we didn't know he was in jail. We thought he was chilling somewhere on the island. This brother in a cage. Like, oh shit.
Allison is walking with her hood. She's like, oh, we about to die. Like the daughter, the other sister was like, you found out she had that third eye and was like seeing everybody's future and was like, it ain't you gonna die and he gonna live and she gonna live and you can kill me, but it ain't gonna change nothing. Yeah, I love her. Oh, so I mean, it was like we got so much in that final moment, but it was just like, I just wanted to see a battle. I wanted to see somebody, you know, do somebody wrong. I wanted to see somebody tortured. I mean, you know what it always gives us?
They got to drag it out.
Left everything open. They left everything open. There was no closure. And that's great if you got another season in the can that's coming out in 6 months. Right? But we got to wait 2 years and all this stuff is just hanging open. I don't like that at all.
You'll be there. And you'll be right there on opening, you know, when they release them first 3 episodes.
You know, I'm gonna have my popcorn ready.
Not complaining.
Yeah,
it's like I'm ready to see more Matt Smith.
Yeah, he was so good. It's so funny. He's always the prince that's pissed off at the queen. He's the Prince Regent in The Crown. He was the Prince Regent.
And to see him come full circle and be like, it's not about me was very significant.
Yeah.
You know, he went through all that to get that army. Yeah. And then to have him turn around and be like, all right, look, you the queen, you got to win. This ain't about me. It's about you. And boom.
Yeah. So. It was pretty dope. Okay, so I mean, this is how they always do us nowadays. Like, it's not like the old days where you get like these primetime shows and like they go back into production. They get a couple months off and they go back into production and we get a new show every September. Like these streamers, they make us wait. Like I've been waiting. Like I'm literally I'm looking at every single thing that Ross Duffer posts about Stranger Things, and he gives us a nugget every here or there. And so guys, they had a D23, which is the big Disney convention. It was like, we got so much stuff. Like we got so many, like, and one of the things that I was just blown away, and I was like, it made me want it like right now. Ironheart, they brought the cast out. They brought Ryan Coogler out. I didn't even know Ryan Coogler was like executive producer of Ironheart. I knew it was getting done, but I didn't know he was. Like I just
my Queen
loved
Ramonda.
it. Yeah. I love that Kevin Feige knows what he has in Ryan Coogler. Like he's like, oh
yes,
here's the series. And I can't wait to see Ryan do his thing in a TV like Disney Plus, TV series where it's like we always get a movie. Like we got, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, but it's like that's just 2 hours. We're gonna get like 8 hours of Ryan and like
I'm excited.
It's gonna be 8 to 10 hours of this Ironheart. I can't wait. But they had, first looks at Captain America. They had Moana. They had, all these great Disney, things. But Ironheart, Captain America were the two that I'm like, oh, because, I think Captain America, the movie comes out. It's like the weekend of Valentine's Day. So that's going to be the movie we're all going to rush to see after the con, wherever we are. We're going to go see it. But Ironheart, did you guys go crazy? I went crazy.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited for everything that I saw. The Captain America Brave World is going to be amazing. Having Harrison Ford on the board for that is going to be amazing. I'm really interested to see what they do with Ironheart. They changed. What we have to remember is that they changed a lot of the MCU trajectory when they moved from the Kang Empire, and now with the announcement of RDJ as Dr. Doom. I don't know what that's going to do.
Okay, wait, I wanted to know how you felt because I had mixed emotions. Obviously, I was like, oh, but then I was like, dang.
Oh boy, here we go.
They did Kang like this.
Like 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
We drove him to drink, guys. We done drove him to drink.
He went and got the gin. He got the gin. That's my drink.
I had to do it.
Okay, so how'd you feel? Because all of a sudden, here they are. They're going to bring Robert Downey Jr. to be
money grab.
The bad guy.
Money grab.
Absolutely.
I
think it's just
that they were.
He's not going to be.
They were waiting. They were waiting for something to shift because they have this multiverse story that was going to be the key to the next two phases that fell through, obviously, with the Jonathan Majors fallout. And they didn't want it, but it still has to be there. You can't just build it up and not have it exist. And so they're trying to find a way to bring Dr. Doom in. Here's two things. On one hand, I think it's a terrible idea. RDJ is Iron Man, always has been, always will be. He had a great separation and it was amazing. They're going to bring him in as an AI and another. Absolutely perfect. And there is comic book canon for Iron Man to be Dr. Doom, but why? There's a lot of other actors that could have come in and done a great job. We are cannibalizing and it's this incestuous relationship that just the same actors kind of getting rolled into all these roles from if it's not Marvel, it's Star Wars, and they just skipping around Disney.
And you
Pixar.
heard the payday, like how much money he's getting paid.
Oh my God. Listen, they said, look, we need you to come clean this shit up. And he's like, all right. Like basically. And so it's a money grab. But it's on the other hand, the Russo brothers are coming back. Kevin Feige is all in.
They did Infinity War, they did Endgame. Like those are the two best.
It's gonna be an amazing movie, and I'm gonna love it. But I just really feel like Dr. Doom is as singular a character as Kang, and deserve the same casting consideration. And maybe it's a fake out. Maybe there's some other direction they're gonna go. Or maybe he's just a space to a lead in. But I'm just like, Robert Downey Jr. is 60 years old. This man can't do what he was doing in Iron Man 1. And, no, let's keep it a buck. We're talking about the next two phases. It's another 10 years of movies.
Well, he wasn't in that suit running around. It was somebody else.
Yes, true. But Victor Von Doom is a character, and Dr. Doom is a character. Yeah. Like it's just like Iron Man and Tony Stark are two separate characters. Yeah. He's the same way. So what happens when RDJ is out of the suit of armor?
And he's Victor Von Doom. Yeah.
And he's Victor Von Doom. I don't see it. And again, they got what 2.5 years to convince me, but I was like, oh, they really just were like, we need money. Like you know
what's so funny is they've gotten into that phase where they're like, everybody's like, how are we going to save Marvel? How are we going to save? And I was like, save Marvel? Like, did we expect for it to be Infinity War Endgame? Like, it was like, come on, guys. Like, they built Disney Plus, which I have thoroughly enjoyed, and I don't know why they feel like they bought into the hype that they needed to save Marvel. Like, it's so weird. But Christi, what were your thoughts?
Well, again, y'all know I am fully biased, unapologetically biased, and I love it. And I think that there are some twists. Clearly, we know that they are masters of the twist, and they can take these things on for face value that we think are face value, and they will take those things and they will give us something fresh and new. And I just don't doubt that that's another one of these situations. And again, I love the fact, like, I get that Victor Von Doom and Dr. Doom, like, for him to be a face, I understand that. I just feel like there's going to be something that's going to twist this whole story, because they're on the right track. The formula is working, and they're figuring out these things, and they know. I mean, it's the obvious, right? We know that Robert is Tony Stark and he's Iron Man, but with his face, he's Tony Stark. But we've also introduced, when you have a multiverse, when you have various timelines and people can be various people at any time. I mean, hell, I was saying this in the beginning when I first saw the reveal, Josh Brolin is both Thanos and Cable, and that's in the whole same universe. It's like, okay, it's the same thing. But again, I just think maybe we're going to get an opportunity to see how well they weave this tangled web of a story, and give us something, and it may be a torch passing moment, and then someone else is going to take that. But maybe this is a part of the hook, line, sinker, the bait, to get people invested, mentally, emotionally, have the conversations. It just keeps the fire going. And so, we got a couple of years before we see it.
I hope so. It's hard because you look at Tony Stark, and it's like, Iron Man was so pivotal. He was such a, like, oh yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like you said, the Russo brothers are on board. If anybody can figure it out, if anybody can have a plan, if I'm going, we're going to run to the theater
I have
anyway.
questions about the decision, but I have faith in the producers and directors to create a great movie that I'm going to love and probably hate that I love it, that kind of thing. Like, that's not what I would have done, but so awesome, fanboy, try to
oh my God,
reconcile.
We're gonna give them a chance. We're gonna give them a chance.
Yes, we're gonna give them a chance, and that's what this show is about. The BOP, the Blerd official podcast. We're all about giving chances. And guys, we had so much fun. We have had so much fun talking to you guys. It has been crazy. We've had a fun episode, and so we're just gonna stay tuned. We're like holding our breath for freaking Marvel. We're holding our breath for House of Dragon. We're holding our breath for 4 years. We're gonna get the Olympics, and we're gonna hold our breath, and we're gonna giving that medal back. We ain't giving it back. We ain't giving it back.
Come on,
Avengers assemble. We need to protect Jordan at all costs. Like, come on. Assemble. We need to be standing there like how they were when Thanos and all his people came. We just need to come out of everywhere and be like, what? She ain't got to do this by herself. What did they say in the movie? She's not alone. She's not alone. Jordan, if you're out there, we love you. We're sending you all the positive vibes. Take care of your mental health. Do not let these people bring you down. Shoot.
No.
You just got started. You got so much work to do. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the episode. We love you. We mean it. Until next time, it's the BOP, the Blerd official podcast. Bye.
Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode of the BOP, the Blerd official podcast.